Hello. So, sitting for a minute trying to work up the courage to go live again. It's a bit like ripping off the band aid, I think. So, last time I talked to you guys, I guess it's been a while since I went live. Last time I was going to go live, I set up the camera and I was going to go live, and then it turned to a rather depressing sort of conversation. So rather than being a depressing live streamer, I just turned that into a lovely video about just some of my feels that I've been having during this whole pandemic situation. Particularly the last little bit, especially just because things have definitely been a little bit up in the air in my life, which is what I wanted to come live and talk to you guys about, is the changes in my life, what I've been up to the last couple of days and weeks, and just get back on it. So it's funny. I feel much, much better, but not very much in my life has actually shifted, which I think is interesting. That I can go through so much suffering and pain and come out on the other side of it with not very much change, but feeling internally like a very different person. So I've been feeling like a very different person this week compared to last. I had this whole scenario where there's been constant construction in my building, and so there's been constant construction in the building. Got my rent raised, and I created this whole scenario for myself where I was the last few weeks, I was just very, very dealing with just the constant construction and some rather unpleasant experiences just with the building people, and being treated not very kindly and not really feeling respected caused me to do a bit of a it sent me spiraling. I'll put it that way. It sent me spiraling. And yeah, I was really in a very dark pit for a minute there, because I kind of had a plan and I was going to just go with that plan. But then with all these new factors coming in, I kind of wasn't really sure what to do about that. Honestly, I suddenly felt this desire and urge to like move and try to find a new home and figure things out. Maybe I thought, well, maybe this is the universe pushing me along, and a lot of people that I had kind of admired have been moving, so I was like, well, I want to be like them, I want to get a new place too. But as you can see, that didn't really happen. It could still happen. If I still kept trying, something could potentially shake out. But I just realized that at this point in time, I made a little bargain with the universe, because I was in such immense distress over this whole scenario and what I should do, and if I need to be starting this whole new free fallen life thing. And I made a bargain. So I woke up early one morning, meditated, and very early, it was probably like 5 or 6, and I shook with the universe. I said, okay, I'm really stressed out right now. I feel like this needs to happen and I need to move. That wasn't really my plan. My plan was just hunker down and continue with my trajectory. But now I feel like you're giving me signals to go. But I'm kind of gonna need your help with that if that's to happen right this second. So we shook on it, and I said, okay, if you don't help me out, I mean, I put forth effort. I tried. There were a couple different places that I really thought looked quite nice and might have worked, but in the end, what happened was I just ended up feeling, once I looked through all of the different other options available to me and what I could make work, I just realized that I was like, you know what? Where I'm at is just really the best position for me to pivot from. So I struggled and I tried, and even after I gave the universe a time limit, and I was like, if you want me to move right now, then help me move right now. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep doing my thing and go with the plan. So that's the plan, is to just keep doing my thing and go with the plan. But now I do have a new dream, though. I have a new dream for what I want to do and where I want to go, and that's very helpful. Man, this feels really weird, actually. You know what's funny is, like, I used to, for a while, I was just going live because it was just very therapeutic for me, and it was a good way for me to make content. Video editing system wasn't really in place for it. But now that I can actually edit videos, it almost feels weird being live because I'm like, oh, I'm unedited right now, and nobody's watching. I guess some people are watching. And so it's kind of weird being live again, to be honest, after all of that. And it's weird again with me feeling like a very different person right now. So, one thing that I did want to chat about while I'm here that I've been doing since yesterday, actually. So, throughout this pandemic, I've been like experimenting. I've heard really good things about like juice fasting and like veggie fasting and stuff. So, I've never done a detox or a fast or anything in my life just because I don't know. I wanted to give myself the opportunity to succeed, and I've always been so busy that I never really felt like I could. Through this pandemic, though, I've done it a few different times now, and I've got to say the results are pretty consistent. So, since yesterday, I've been on a vegetable slash veggie juice cleanse. As you can see, that doesn't look very, very good. It doesn't look very appetizing. I wish I could say that it tasted a lot better than it looks. But unfortunately, it only tastes marginally better than it looks. What I got in there is cucumber blood orange, because they didn't have normal oranges at the store. So I just bought them, which is weird, right? They only have blood oranges. So I bought that, but I'm actually glad that I did because it's a really pretty color. It's like this, well, not when it's mixed with cucumber, but when it's by itself, it's this very like pinky, bright color, and it's nice. So anyways, cucumber, blood orange, and lemon is what I got in there. And the citrus fruit really does help. So yeah, that's what I did yesterday is I just drank that concoction and I just ate salad. Let me tell you, I was hungry by the afternoon. I was just like, and the thing is like, I used to just not eat on the reg because I used to just not really care about nutrition or think about it or ever feel hungry. So I just didn't care. But then a few years ago, I was like, okay, I really have this nausea issue and I'm just not feeling very good a lot. Maybe the food is the problem. And so I've been, I've always tried to be a little bit healthy, but maybe not as like good with my my portioning. I have a tendency to just like work without fueling myself up. So I've been trying to get better about that. And during this pandemic, it gave me a really good opportunity to just reset. I mean, I live alone. I'm just like a loner and a experimenter. So I figured this was the perfect time for me to try a juice detox and just see what happened. I did the first one that I did it for 7 days, or I intended to do it for 7 days, but then on the 6th day, I want to think, hold on, let me grab my bullet journal. I actually wrote that down. I'm right over here, so I'm not leaving. But, okay. But, so I can tell you exactly, this is actually, I just started a new bullet journal the other day. Because I filled this one up. So I filled this bullet journal up. It is all full, which is kind of sad because I really liked this one because I thought it was really beautiful. I got this one though. It's a little more simple, but it's a good color. It's one of my colors, as you can see. Sorry. And I flipped right to the juice journey. So the first time that I did it first, I want to say 6 days. Let me see. I guess I did do it I guess it was August. No, yes. August. So the first time that I did it was in August. Oh, I forgot that I made that little thing. I've got so many cute drawings in here that I need to just like scan in and like post them around, but I never really intended. Well, I always thought it would be nice if somebody could look at them, but I didn't really plan that. Okay, so here was my juice journey. In fact, I actually started a video back last year when I didn't have my video editing stuff in check. I tried to film this whole juice journey video, and I found that I just my editing was just not up. If I would have had the right editing software, it would have been fine, but I didn't know that at the time. So I just thought, well, crap, my computer doesn't work with video editing. That sucks. But guess what? It totally does. And I was wrong the whole time, and I could have done this video, but I don't know if I even would have known what to do with that video anyways. I've got a bit more experience making videos now. This was 7-day juice cleanse, and my plan was 80% vegetables, 20% fruit. I kind of listed all of the different like fruits and stuff that I wanted to like eat and incorporate. So I've got like kale. Oh man, that first juice journey made me hate kale, because the thing is like I was pretty neutral towards kale, and then when I very first started, I actually liked the taste of kale. But by the time I was done with this, it made me sick basically. And so spoiler alert, that's how this juice journey ended. Oh no. Okay, cool. I think my connection might have bumped for a second, but I felt very, I felt super, super good for the first few days. And then after that, it kind of, tanked. I'm kind of wondering if maybe the best way, if you're going to do a juice detox fast thing, I think that it's really best to do probably like 3 to 5 days max, unless you're really focused and like especially if you're kind of already thin like I am. I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe however, I got the idea from that movie Old, Sick, and Almost Dead, because when the pandemic hit, I just had this week where I just like binged watch a million different health documentaries and stuff, just trying to learn stuff. And I watched that one, and it was and the guy was like really, really large, and he just drank juice for months, and he lost a ton of weight, and his skin really cleared up and looked beautiful. That's why I wanted to do it mostly. The skin skin clearing, because I've always struggled with acne my whole life, and maybe that's just a nutritional issue. I'm not sure. I do notice that when I'm drinking my vegetable juice regularly, my skin quality does actually improve. So a little tip there. For anybody that's been thinking about trying it. It does take a little bit of consistent time, but give it a couple weeks of just like drinking some vegetable juice every day, and you will start to have a more glowy appearance, or at least I did. And so yeah, that's why I did it, is I was like, wow, such beauty skin, such energy. That was the other thing, is I tend to get a little on my energy levels. So I was like, maybe if I do that, my energy will go up. So anyways, my basic thing that I did is, so yeah, and then I also had a little exercise. See my little exercise to go along with it. And then I was also making sure to add some water in there, because you also want to get some water in there. I have a hard time just drinking water on a normal basis. I track myself and how much water I'm drinking, and I do terrible every single week. Like, of the tasks that I have a hard time actually doing, weekly health tasks, water is one of them. I don't know why, but anyways, so yeah, so I can see that, like, my first day went really well, felt a little nausea, but I settled it. Oh, this must have been the second day. Yeah, this must have been the second time I did it. Where's the first time I did it? Or maybe that was the first time I did it. Anyway, whatever time I did it, no, this must have been the first time. Anyways, I guess I don't actually know. Maybe I did do it. Oh. Okay. Well, whether it was, no, that was Juice Journey 2. It even says right there, I wrote it down, Juice Journey 2. So anyways, this one I did for 7 days. So I must have got that mixed up. This one I did for 7 days, and the first one I must have did for 5 days. I got really, really sick on the last day, or the 4th or the 5th day. I believe what happened is I started feeling really sick, and then on the 5th day, I just called it quits. I ordered some Indian food, and I just ate some like chicken tikka masala and some saag paneer and some and some naan, and I just called it the end of that fast. But yeah, because I got really, really sick the first time. So the second time I was like, okay, I think my problem was that I was only doing juice, because the first time I did it, I was only doing juice. I really wish I could find where I wrote down the details of that. I know it's in here somewhere. It must have been in June. No. Maybe it was in my other bullet journal. I thought that it might be in my other bullet journal. One sec. Now, oh my God. Okay. All right. Because I just really want to know now. Now I'm like, well, where did I put that? Where did I put it? Oh, okay. It looks like okay. So this was actually my first bullet journal. As you can see, it's kind of like falling apart. But yeah, so this was the second one in August that I was showing you guys. So, okay, we'll finish the second one. So the second one is, actually, I'm going to leave back to the first one. So organized. My brain just be jumping all over the place, guys. I apologize. But yeah, same thing. Like, this was like, look how pretty. Then I just kind of wrote a little list of all the stuff. Clarity comes from engagement. So, a little quote I wrote down there. Clarity comes from engagement. I'd like to make these into like an actual video, so maybe I won't, this will just be like a preview for anybody that watches this. Juice Journey Day 1. That's what I was, Joe Cross. So Juice Journey Day 1. And that says, start from where you are. Joe Cross said, store-bought juice can work in a pinch depending on the contents. So Joe Cross was the guy who made the Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. He's the guy. Anyway, so So yeah, he says, so it's just like, just start from where you are. Looks like you didn't, you know, what's really funny is like, I thought that I had filled this all out. I think what I must have done is I filled it out in my other journal. I've got a million journals. I think that what I did is I actually wrote down the details of my first one in my journal with the intention to transfer those details over to this, because as you can see, I have a place for all of my days, but I didn't actually write it down. Good job, me. To be fair, that was in, God, when was that? May? It was like right after the pandemic hit and my life was kind of in shambles, and I was really just trying to like get my shit together. April, May. So yeah, the first time I did it was last May. Yeah, first time I did it was last May, and I got really, really sick where I was puking. Like I woke up on the 5th day and I was vomiting, like, or I was trying to vomit, but I couldn't because I had no food. And I was literally vomiting bile, and I felt so ill, and I felt incredibly weak and like I couldn't move. I've heard of something called like detox poisoning or something. So I don't know if it was that or if it was just the fact that I literally had not had solid food in 5 days and I already like am ill nutritioned as is. I don't know. Maybe it was a combination of the two. But yeah, so the first time I got really, really ill where I was vomiting and I was really afraid, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I just looked pallid and sweaty and just bad. And I was like, oh no, man, we can't be going to the hospital right now, man. It's a pandemic. So I think what happened is, so that that last day, rather than continuing the juice, I just ordered myself some Indian food for delivery and just called it a day. Yeah, because I Googled, I was like when should, what do you know if you do a juice cleanse? And anyways, Google said that if a couple things happen while you're in the middle of your juice cleanse detox, then to immediately stop. And 2 of the things happened. I can't remember all of them, but like nausea and like vomiting, and just like, being really, really weak are just a bad sign. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, Google says that I'm probably dying or something from this, so I should stop. So that was the first time. But I gotta say, like after I noticed, though, it was after the 2nd day that I really started to notice the way that the juice was making me feel better, like giving me more energy and stuff. So it did make me really sick, but that was only because I overdid it and I was just like threw myself in it, because that's just the kind of person I am. I will just experiment and I'll just throw myself in. Anyway, so the second time that I did it, I went in with much better of a plan, and I actually wrote everything down that time, because I was sad that I didn't do that the first time, but I was going through some stuff. I was really tired and but yeah. So the second time I actually was like, okay, rather than doing just juice, maybe that's why I got sick. I was like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to also eat solid plant matter. And I also gave myself a cheat of I was allowed to eat sprouted grain toast with a plant-based avocado butter. That was the cheat that I gave myself if I started feeling sick for my second juice journey. And as you can see, that's kind of what I did there. Felt nausea from fasting. Sprouted toast settled my stomach. So I feel like that did really help me, because I think I did do the whole 7 days, because the first time, like I said, I was going to do 5 days, but then on the 5th day, I ended the fast just because I was puking. So when I was puking nothing, so don't want to do that. And that was in May. This one was in August, so I did it a few months later just to be like, you know what? That really did make me feel good the first time I did it. Like my energy levels really did feel better. So let's try it again. Okay, so I thought I also halfway through the 7th day, I also broke the fast on this one as well because I was starting to feel sick. I think it's because the day before I had been really, really busy and I had been running around doing a bunch of stuff and I hadn't hardly even had anything to eat or even drink that day. So I think that's what did it that time. I think if I had just been allowed to just stay home and not do anything that day, I think I could have made it all the way through the 7th day. But because I was so wiped out, I think it just made me sicker than I would have been. But yeah, so let me just see that. So this was the second time I did it. I'm not going all out this time. I was really just going to do one day yesterday, but then I woke up today and I felt so good. I was like, ooh, because yesterday I was just daydreaming about all of my foods, about eating. So let's see. Oh, man, I have this tendency to jump all over the place. I do apologize. Anyways, let's talk about, actually, let me just finish the first time. Yes. So basically what I did this other time is I basically just ate plants and juiced and then had sprouted bread toast as my backup for when I started to feel sick. I would just eat some toast. That helped really good. So my suggestion to you, if you want to do a detox like this, first of all, do your research. I'm just a random ding dong that just like throws myself into things and tries it out. So I'm not a health professional. Be careful with your body. But that's what worked for me is I noticed that having the physical plant matter plus juice plus a little bit of sprouted grain toast when I was feeling sick helped me to really feel good. Sounds like I was a little bit tired, more emotions. Oh yeah, something I just noted there is really interesting is if you start eating only vegetables, then a few days into it, you start craving vegetables, which I think is really interesting where, you start craving it. So, which is actually really nice where you wake up and you're just like, ooh, I want vegetables. When normally you probably don't feel like that, or at least I don't feel like, ew, get me those veggies first thing in the morning. But that's what started happening. 3rd day, I woke up wanting some veggies. Sounds like 4th day, I woke up sick to my stomach and I had a headache before bed, maybe dehydrated or maybe a little bit of that detox poisoning, or I can't remember what they call it. I don't know. Maybe that's what was going on. I need to focus more on clear water. That's super true. 5th day, I started to lose my focus, but I felt good, clear mind, happy body. So that was on the 5th day, the second time, versus the first time when I was just doing juice. I got really, really sick on the 5th day. The second time when I was doing plant matter and a little bit of toast here and there when I was feeling yuck, 5th day, I felt really, really good. Clear mind, happy body. That's all I said about that day. I was busy all day on the 6th, and I didn't really eat plant matter. I just drank plant matter that day. And then the next day I woke up, I felt tired and sick and dizzy. That's it. If you feel nauseous and dizzy, then that's not a good sign. And especially if you're like me and you wake up and you're puking, that's definitely not good. But that day and then this day, about halfway through the day, I just broke my fast by just chomping down on some granola bars, and that was that. As for what I'm doing today, my plan was I just woke up and I spontaneously decided yesterday that I was going to do a juice fast and or a vegetable fast rather, because I had juice and then a couple bowls of salad throughout the day, man. I tell you though, last night I was just daydreaming about food. Like that's another thing. If you do this, you're going to be fantasizing about food probably the entire time, because that was one thing that I was mad about Joe Cross or whatever, who did that fat, sick and nearly dead thing, because he said, he's like, man, I just juice every single day and I get all my nutrients and I'm not even hungry. That was not my experience, you guys. Both times I was hungry the whole damn time. Like I was so hungry, the whole time that I did both of those juice fasts. But I'm determined, and I'm a determined soul. And I was like, you always hear stuff about spiritual enlightenment and stuff when you fast, and that was just kind of the mindset, is like trying to be enlightened through food. I've never tried that, so I just wanted to try that. Yeah. And you know what, guys? It does actually work, because I noticed that when I'm drinking veggie juice on the regular, sometimes I fall off of it. But when I do, my brain feels better, my skin feels better. It's just better. So last night, I was like, you know what? Let's just drink some veggie juice. Also, because of where, I don't know, I just have a hard time feeding myself. I don't know how people decide what they want to eat, but I have the hardest time with food. So basically, what I do, and what I've done for a long, long time, is I just pick like one or two basic meals and I just eat that until I get bored of it. And then I try to, and then switch to something else, and then maybe switch back. I don't know. So for the winter, what I've been doing is I've been alternating between stew and tacos, and then sometimes I throw a wild card in there, maybe like a frozen pizza or something, or some wontons. But mostly it's just been beef stew, tacos, and salad. It's basically the meals that I've been alternating between, with the occasional wild card thrown in there. But I've been getting kind of bored of that. So last night, while I was on my juice fast, I was like, man, that's one reason why I did the juice fast actually too, is I was actually out of food, but I didn't actually know what kind of food I wanted to make. So I was like, I'll just do a veggie fast. I'll just eat the veggies that are in there. I'll just juice them. That'll feed me. That'll be what I'll eat today, and then hopefully I'll know what to buy tomorrow. And interesting. Interjection, random interjection. This fell out of my old bullet journal. It's from when I went to Oregon in 2019 and visited my friends. We went to this place called the Peculiarium, which was kind of a fun little museum. And you're allowed to, and they have this little fortune jar, and so you're allowed to take one. And this was the one that I got. I did kind of keep switching through, just because I was curious to see what other fortunes were in there, and it was fun. But this was the only one I took, so this one was my fortune. It's pretty weird. It says, "You've never been kind to the one person who really matters. Pete Howard." Oh wait, maybe I shouldn't give you his. Well, now that's on the internet, I didn't fully think that through. But there's his address. I don't suppose he would have put this on here if it was super sensitive, right? Hopefully not. But yeah, I got that guy's address. Apparently he's the one person that really matters. Pete Howard, in case you wondered. Anyway, so last night I was like, oh man, there were so many times where I wanted to break my juice fast, but luckily I didn't have any food that I wanted to eat at my home, so I was just like, all right, I guess I'll just do the fast like I planned this morning when I was excited about it. Anyway, so yeah. And then I went to bed early just because I was so hungry, and I was just like, I'm hungry. I'm going to bed. We'll go to the store in the morning. So anyway, it was actually really helpful though, because last night while I was on my juice fast, it did help me get clear on like what I wanted. I looked up this like I started looking up recipes. There's this one website with this one lady that I found earlier in the year. Her name is, what's her name? Jessica Gavin. I found her on YouTube while I was just looking at cooking stuff. So I know she's got a cute website. So I went to her website and she's got some good simple recipes. And I just was perusing through her recipes and just being like, man, I'm so sick of tacos. I'm so sick of beef stew. And before the tacos and the beef stew, so that was winter. So fall and summer was kind of like alternating between different curries and like veggie rice bowls. And in fact, most of my 20s were fueled by whatever the heck I could find in the day plus veggie rice bowls. Like that was basically all that I cooked myself through most of my 20s, like going to school and stuff is yeah, hopefully while you're out and about you can find some food, and if not, I guess go have a rice bowl. So yeah, I went from rice bowls and curries in the summer, spring of last year, and then I switched over to beefs. I was sick of curry and sick of rice bowls. So then I switched over to tacos and stew just to kind of, and pasta. Pasta is one I always throw in. Pasta is another one of those random ones that just pops in and out of whenever I'm feeling like some spaghetti or something. But anyways, so right now what I'm thinking of doing is, so last night I was like, what do I want for spring? Because I was like, you know what I should do? Because I actually wasn't thinking of it seasonally before. I just framed it that way because of the new idea that I came into, which is the new idea that I came into, which is what if I just every few months I just kind of switch my menu essentially. So that's what I've been doing is I've been switching my menu. And so I think for spring what I want to do is I want to do sandwiches for spring. Yeah, that's what I've decided, sandwiches and pasta for spring. So I looked up a few different sandwiches that were pretty good, and yeah, so I'm gonna make some new sandwiches this spring. I've decided that's gonna be my food thing since I have such a hard time with food. Anyways, so this is day 2 of the juice fast. I don't think that I will let it go all the way through. All I've had so far today is just juice, and yesterday I just had veggie juice and salad. And if you're wondering how I'm feeling pretty good. When I woke up this morning, I felt excellent. So, and that's kind of what I find with like juice detoxes too in the past ones that I did as well. Is and fasts, juice fasts, is that I often feel really, really good in the morning, but it gets harder throughout the day because you get more tired, I think. Even if you're sucking, like you got to be sucking down a ton of this stuff to keep yourself going. So anyways, yeah, I had another little tip I wanted to give you guys a second ago, but then I got distracted. So yeah, basically I felt really, really good. I'm getting to the point where I'm really, really hungry again though, but I bought a bunch of groceries today. So now my fridge isn't empty, so I can actually make food. But yeah, I feel quite good. I definitely find that my mental clarity goes up a lot. Ooh, my neighbor. My neighbor. I'm gonna let him walk so he doesn't hear me yammering on. He probably could hear me yammering on this whole time anyways. But 1 sec. Okay. All right, there he goes. Wahaha. I actually have a new neighbor. That's another update. I actually have new neighbors, actually. They're they were like super loud the first day they moved in, but then I think they realized that the sound really carries in this building. So they've been much more quiet, because that was another thing where I was trying to move, and I found a couple different places that I really thought were really cool, but then I learned that the housing market is just it's like a piranha tank right now. It's like a piranha tank out there as far as housing goes. And so that's why another reason why I decided it was wisest for me to hunker down for a minute more, rather than trying to throw myself out there in that way. But yeah, I met my new neighbors. And they actually seem really cool. Well, okay, I didn't meet them. I just ran into them because, well, purposefully, kind of. So this morning I went for a jog this morning because the sun was out. It was looking beautiful. And as I was leaving, I saw that their car had pulled up, and I was just like, oh, maybe I should wait. But then I was like, no, whatever, man. Just go. You probably won't bump into them. I was like, they always go through that other door. You just go through this door. You probably won't even bump into them. And stop waiting for other people, because I have this hide. I'm like, whenever I hear somebody around, I'm always like, hide, hide, hide until they go away, and then I can leave. And so I'm trying to break that habit, because I just tend to hide whenever I know my neighbors are wandering around. It's like there have been so many times where I'm like, I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to do something. And then I hear my neighbors out and about walking around, and I'm just like, oh, never mind. There's humans out there. I forgot about that. So I'm trying to not do that anymore. So that's why I was like, you know what? Carpe diem, we're just going to, I really want to go for a run. And if I don't seize the moment right now, then I probably won't want to anymore. So, yeah. So as I was running out there, unfortunately, she used the front door this time, because there's two different doors, and normally I hear them coming in through the back. So I left through the front, and that's where we bumped into each other. But it was a lady. I don't know her name, because I was literally just, I had my headphones on and I was on a mission. So she just, as she was walking by, it's a couple, I believe, that lives there now. They seem really cool though. So, and as I was just kind of like speed walking by to get starting on my walk, she just says, good morning. And I just say, good morning. I could have stopped and said hi, but I honestly really didn't want to. So I'm sure I'll talk to them at a later time, but I didn't have any makeup on, and I was just trying to exercise. Okay. I wasn't trying to chat with my neighbor. So yeah, updates on my life. I don't want to keep yammering on forever. I know I can certainly do that, but updates on my life. Went through hell the past few weeks, just really stressed out, like suffering big time, only to end up on the other side, pretty much where I was at before, only internally I am much different though. Like I've really been thinking about my tendency to struggle lately, and yeah, I feel better. I feel stronger. I think the fact that the weather is changing is also helping that, because I think I do get a little bit depressive in the winter time. I think I just don't like the cold. So the springtime is also cheering me up. So yeah, there's that update where it's like, okay, I'm just staying here for now until I think of a better plan. I just think it's the best option for me. As much as I wanted to go gung-ho, sometimes you just gotta let things flow. And I did another little veggie fast thing the last couple days for spiritual and health reasons. Honestly, one of the reasons is because like I've been the first couple of days of the week, I was just eating like crap, and I was just like, you know what? Now we're out of food except for vegetables. Let's do a veggie fast. Sounds like fun, right? Because that is one thing that I like to do that I think does add flavor to my existence. Is I like to make themed days. So where I'll wake up and I'll just have a theme for my day, and yeah. my theme that I woke up and decided on yesterday was veggies. Today's theme was, sorry, today's theme was get back on track with my health and make a new menu and keep working on my videos, because I haven't been live in a while, because the last time I was going to go live, I just ended up making it into a video instead, which I think was the appropriate choice given the subject matter. Yeah. And I just wanted to go live again, make sure I don't get too rusty on this, and just share my juice experience and a little bit about what's going on in my life. And yeah, I feel really different. I feel really better. Like whatever I just went through, whatever wormhole of just immense suffering that I just went through, refigured some things. Like I feel different. Anyways, you shall be seeing more content from me. If you haven't seen, I did a couple little short form essays recently that are pretty nice. One was kind of a little musing about just an experience I had with my art, and could the future inform the past somehow? Can you reach into the future from the past? So that's one. I did another essay the next day about just a thought about not holding on to things, not letting things rot. And then before that, a story about hiding your Halloween candy in the closet. So if you're interested in that, I've also got that little essay. Yeah, I'm still working on my early 2000s diary video series. I got the third one recorded and I started editing it, but man, it's like I chose that project because I thought it was going to be lighthearted and easy and fun. But every single time I start doing that series, there's always something in there that causes me to go down this whole rabbit hole of like my childhood and like just making me like think of my life and learn new things. And it's always such an ordeal. And I always just go in there thinking it's going to be a fun, good time. Ha ha, let's laugh at silly 13, 12-year-old Sam. That'll be a good time. And then I go in there and I just end up kicking up some really like intense emotions for me. So yeah, that's why that's why I haven't finished the other one yet. So that's why I have yet to finish the other one, because this one hits on my autoimmune insecurities, specifically the condition that causes my hair to fall out. I ended up touching on that in this next part 3 of my early 2000s video series. And yeah, that's something that it's really sensitive for me. And so I just, yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me going through that video, but I'm working on it, and that should be up here. I've got a couple different videos that I'm working on right now that should be up. This week is the plan on both of those, and perhaps I'll go live again, because I really do love YouTube, and I really do like making videos, even if it does get a little stressful sometimes. And yeah, so until next time, thank you for watching. I hope you got some value from this. Maybe you learned some tips about like veggie juice and stuff. Maybe you can start doing your own menus. Like I said, my current spring menu is going to be sandwiches. I've got 3 sandwiches that I want to try already. I'm going to chicken curry salad. You know, I'm going to try another chicken sort of salad sandwich and like egg salad because I guess I'm just wanting to try to be like that kind of person now. Yeah, maybe I'll make a little drawing of my my menu and everything. So we'll do that. And maybe I'll post that on Instagram or something. If you watch this and you want to follow me on Instagram, I would like that. I do post every single day. I'm trying to get my main account to 200 followers right now. So that's my current milestone. And I've been posting every day and I've been putting my art out there and I'm figuring it out, fam. All right, so thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. And I think I just watched another live streamer who always ends that way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Focus and attention. I think that's what he says. So I guess I sound a little bit like that there, but you know what? I'm gonna save that for next time. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go break my veggie fast with some non-veggies, make an actual meal, and enjoy my night. I hope to see you next time. And thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Whoever you are. Bye. See you next time, hopefully. And